Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to everybody watching us from here in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, and from every part of Nigeria and across the world. My name is Bernard Akede, and you are live watching our News Central Town Hall series. We're transmitting live from Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. We want to thank you for those who are seated here joining us once again, and for those who are watching from anywhere around the world, around the country, around the continent of Africa. Thank you so much for joining us. News Central Town Hall series is a gathering where we try to bring the people together with members of the government and with all stakeholders that matter concerning different issues. But our major focus is the people, so that we can hear the voices of the people and know what they are saying. Take the conversation away from Facebook, from social media, where people are talking, and bring it live to the forefront for people to hear. In this case, we are here in Borno State, Maiduguri, the capital, to talk about what has been happening for a very long time. We know that there's been cases of insecurity and insurgency, but things are getting better. But now we want to hear from the people. How has it been? How was it before? What is happening now? And what is the plan for the future? We also would like to hear from representatives of the government, our security operatives, the youth, who we say are the leaders of tomorrow, the religious leaders, the traditional leaders, and people from the academia, our lecturers, our professors, our teachers. And that's going to be the focus of our conversation for today. I mentioned earlier, my name is Bernard Akede. I am not very fluent in Hausa, but for the sake of those who are here joining us, I would like to speak the small Hausa that I know. Salam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sunana Bernard Akede, ina aiki News Central Television. And that is all the Hausa that I know. So any other thing in Hausa, I have my brother, Babagana Wakil, who is going to be translating for us. Babagana, please come forward. Thank you so much. I would also like to say, I mentioned earlier that from all the town hall series we've had, Maiduguri, the capital of Borno, is the first place we have come to. And before the program started, we have a full hall here. We ask that you kindly give yourselves a round of applause as we say thank you for honoring our invitation and thank you for being prompt.
Assalamu alaikum, masu sauraronmu ko masu wakilai da manyan baki. Za fara nan da ba da dadewa ba, yanzu nan za je on air, wato ana nufin idan aka je on air an riga an hau kowa zai iya kallon mu a inda yake akan Arise TV, Aminkai News Central TV da kuma waɗannan kamfanonin wasa shirye-shirye na manyan gidajen talabijin a duk duniya. Saboda haka za mu yi amfani da wannan daman mu sanar da duniya halin da jihar Borno ke ciki, halin zaman lafiya da walwala da ci gaba da aka samu musamman a hannun bakunan mutanen da abin ya shafa, da kuma sarakunanmu na gargajiya da manyan jami'an gwamnati da jami'an tsaro da malaman addini da malaman makarantu da ma kowa da kowa insha Allah. Saboda haka ana kira ga kowa da kowa ya amfani da wannan daman ya sanar da duniya akan halin ci gaba da muke ciki, a canza wancan fahimta ko narrative da ake da shi akan jihar Borno na har yanzu ba samu zaman lafiya ba, har yanzu ana cikin saka mai wuya, har yanzu mutane suna guje-guje, ba wai babu din bane, amma an samu ruguwa. Saboda haka aji daga bakinmu mu yi amfani da wannan dama. A jamaso samnodo na ade sabte na ma'ade dama do andiro News Central TV cinama da ji sabno allan faidate kinin gandiya kinda ndiya rufu tudo kriye Borno lanto ndina mada jama'a jina ya sammaro itawar mayo fu allan asutu kinin gandiya faltina mai yandi ciza kilandiyan da zana sandi jama'a da boron saya a wude zamzana masodi kinin ganza futu faltina da asutin a wada paraskram do gwamnati sirin mada sammaswa jina sammason asutin News Central TV and Flitin social media jiri Facebook so Instagram so Twitter so sammaso au X son sammason da taron dusai an da lorajin da ji sawayen cida ya washi nasaran siriya o kanuriya kurotulam afuno yalan nandiro kasarnge kuro pasarrekin wusa okin sharo.
Thank you very much. So, of course, before we start, we always want to commit everything we are doing into the hands of God. And the past few days that we have been here, we see that the people of Borno State are people of God and religious people that don't take religious matters for granted. And so we will not do that as well. We would like to start with opening prayer. I would like to call Professor Muhammad Kyari, who is from the Department of History and Strategic Studies, University of Maiduguri, to join us with the opening prayer.
صلوا على نبي الكريم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى ال سيدنا محمد وعلى ال سيدنا محمد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اياك نعبد واياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين انعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين امين الله لا اله الا هو الحي القيوم لا تاخذه سنه ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الارض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم فإن تولوا فقل حسبي الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلت وهو العلي العظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you so much. Now, I mentioned earlier, for those who are just joining us, about the reason why we are here, to hear from the people concerning what the issues have been in the past, what they have gone through, what they have suffered, and where they are now. We're going to start by speaking or hearing from some of the victims who have been directly impacted by issues of insecurity or insurgency, to let us know the truth behind all that has been happening and what is not the truth. We have just 20 minutes for this segment, so I would like to appeal to all of us who will be coming forward to speak to keep your responses very short, please, within 3 minutes if you can, so that we can all understand and follow the program. The first person I would like to call is Sarah Galang. Sarah is from Chibok local government. We all know what has happened in Chibok local government, but we'd like to hear from somebody who's from there. Sarah, if you are with us, please come forward. We'll start the conversation with Sarah.
Assalamu alaikum masu mu yanzu nan aka za a fara kuma za a fara da mutanen da ibtila'i wato ko farmaki ya same su daga baya. Yanzu za a kira Sarah daga karamar hukumar Chibok wanda ibtila'in 'yan makarantar Chibok ya shafa. Za ta yi mana bayani a bakinta.
Ina kwanan mu duka, ni ne mai suna Sarah Galan from Chibok. Bayanin da zan fara na baya dai akan abubuwan da ya faru a Chibok. Okay. So, farko dai da abin da ya dan mana zafi lokacin da abu ya faru a Chibok akan kwashe 'yan matanmu. Ni ne, okay. Sista na tana cikin ɗaya daga cikin 'yan matan da aka kwashe a cikin Chibok, kanuwata wanda tana bina a baya. So abun lokacin ya mana zafi sosai. Abubuwa da dama ya faru a cikin Chibok dai gaskiya ba bara iya irga ba. Amma gaskiya sai godiya yanzu abu ya fara dan lafa. Mun gode ma gwamnati kuma da taimakon da suka mana sosai. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah. What she says, her sister was one of the victims of Chibok girls. She said so many things had happened, and very unfortunate for her and her family. And she finally thanked government and the entire stakeholders for the support and the courage that they were given. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sarah. We also have Yusuf Musa, who is from Bama local government. Yusuf is here.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, everyone. So, my name is Yusuf Musa. I'm a resident of Bama local government. I have been a victim of Boko Haram. I was in Bama with our family living peacefully, but the insurgency of Boko Haram hit our town, which has led to so many devastating challenges. challenges. We have faced challenges. Living in famine, we saw people decapitated, butchered, and many of our siblings, even 2 of my siblings, were abducted by Boko Haram, and they were taken into Sambisa. These insurgents has really affected us. Some of our relatives has run mad due to this. And with the help of the Borno State government, our lives were saved. We were rescued and brought to IDP camps. We were located in Dalori. I spent almost 4 years in Dalori, and I was opportune to be rescued and taken to a school established by the former Vice President Osibanjo, here on the Learning Center, Maiduguri. So this opportunity has rebuilt my life and swiped up all the challenges that I have faced, and it makes me to focus on my future and rebuild the community, to rebuild a peaceful community. I was in TLC. I was sponsored as an orphan to study. I finished my primary school. I was also taken to Government College Maiduguri. Currently, I'm studying in Maiduguri. And with the commitment, dedication, and passion I have in education, it gives me opportunity to become the head boy. I'm currently the outgoing head boy of Government College. So, in Government College Maiduguri, we have encountered so many development and achievement. Our school was renovated. Before then we were sleeping on mattresses and on mats, but with the help of our commissioner, Ministry of Education, our father is also in Jalon. I would like to recommend his efforts on that. Our schools were renovated due to the insurgencies that happened. Some of our hostels were being burned, but all the facilities needed were restored. Alhamdulillah, that Borno State has really become a peaceful and harmonious town. Thank you so much.
Sannu da kokari, abubuwan da ya fada a takaice shi dan karamar hukumar Bama ne, kuma an kawo farmaki a garinsu, sannan aka tafi da 'yan uwansa har guda biyu. Daga baya sha'anin karatun ma ya tabarbare, yana cikin sansanin 'yan gudun hijira, amma daga baya ina yi ne a takaice jama'a. Ya samu dama daga taimakon gwamnati, musamman kwamishinan sashen ilimi a jihar Borno, Dr. Wakilbe, har aka jara makarantansu, har ya zama head boy, har ya gama sabanin suna kwana a kasa. Daga baya sun samu taburma, yanzu ba katifa ba, har a gado suna kwana. Saboda haka ya gode wa hukumomi da gwamnatin jihar Borno da irin taimakon da suka ba su ba kakkautawa. Jamaso a wudo nasaran manazina har karas kataro ta da za naftudo buturin Boko Haram bai ba maro sandiro tumzana mariya sandiya zamzina da ji har bulan za su sakulza pro ade ma yanzu na kam tinga goza lezawa da ji sa kampu hijira welan hata he said we should stop. What up? Hata hijirawe nalan sa'anza kada da gwamnati kire Borno ye commissioner ilme Dr. Wakilbe sandiya bana zumaran tanza chai baro sasa hata head boyro kurata da maranta diro wallon maranta to mozuna bana kadda sha amdo rakoso sana samma sai sonda da jikin ganza zauren galauzuna kalalan askaranza gwamnati kire Borno ya jama'a gare gafsana samma soro alan zero a hazunanzu sorobayin zige tilamna sarayin marazuna din Nandiro Kasaroko. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We still have Baba Lawan Mohammed. He's from Goza local government. If he's here, can he please join us?
Thank you so much, Jama. Assalamu alaikum. All protocol duly observed. I will speak in Hausa for the benefit of the masses. Jama, assalamu alaikum. An bukaci in yi magana akan abin da ya shafi tsaro da muka fuskanta a baya. Alhamdulillah, in 2014, Goza local government aka yi attacking by Boko Haram, wanda aka sa garurukanmu gabaki daya suka tarwatse. Muka zo muka yi hosting a IDP camp. Today da nake magana, garurukanmu almost all mun riga mun koma zuwa gidaje gabaki daya, especially kauyuka. Muna da matsala gaskiya, mun fuskanci problem a dalilin rashin tsaro, amma a yau da muke magana, tunda ana magana way forward ne, Borno ta samu ci gaba akan abin da ya shafi tsaro. Dalili shine za ka samu kauyukanmu da muke tare da su a Goza local government, wato kauyuka. Yau in ka tambaye su a ina kuke so ku koma, a wayanda ba su koma zuwa gari ba inda za su rufa, sai dai su ce suna so su koma cikin kauyensu, asalin mahaifin kauyensu. Ba don kome ba, don irin ci gaba da resilience da Borno State government take da shi. Babu abin da ya kawo mana haka kuma, with the support of assurance da confidence da muke da shi akan gwamnan jihar Borno, Professor Babagana Umar Zulum. Gaskiya shine duk inda aka ce Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, to anan ya riga ya ɗauke wa mutane shakku a ransu gabaki daya. Ba don kome ba, gwamna zai iya shiga inda mu ba mu iya mu shiga ba. To idan gwamna ya riga ya shiga, to kowa yana so ya je wajen ya zo na yi resettling ɗinsa. So saboda haka Borno State government ta yi mana, kuma Goza local government as of now da nake gaya muku mun riga mun samu ci gaba. Dama matsalolin da muka samu akwai a bangaren education. Today, as a result of Boko Haram, education namu totally a baya ya yi affecting. Amma a yau da nake magana, ba ma issue na primary education ba ma secondary education ba, yau tertiary education ma muna da shi a Goza. So wannan as a result of commitment da kuma synergy na Borno State government da kuma duk mutanen da suke cikin Borno State domin ci gaban da muke samu. Today we have FCE, Federal College of Education, Goza. We have College of Nursing, Goza, which everybody is happy with that education level. So we thank you, Honorable Commissioner, for your effort. Also, issue of water. Gaskiya muna fama da issue water. As a result of insurgency ya kawo mana cikas a bangaren ruwan da mutane za su yi accessing to clean water, su samu su sha, ya zama mana problem, simply because wannan insurgency. But today abinda nake gaya mana, every community da muke da su yau mun samu at least 50 to 75% mun riga mun bar matsalar ruwa a baya. So the only abinda muke da shi, muna still appealing to government ya lura da bangaren ruwa, because water is life. Aka ce water is not for luxury, but water is for necessity. Without water, there is no life. So muna gani wannan bangaren muna da inda gwamnati ya kamata ya kawo hankalinsa. Then issue of accessibility to various communities da muke da shi, that is road network, is very, very difficult. We have places like, yanzu haka muna da community that is accessible. Take it like Kirawa. Kirawa is accessible, but then it was displaced. Today, it's accessible, people are doing their life there, but the major problem is road network. So still, we are appealing to government to look into this issue. Issue of road should be addressed amicably. Then also, we have issue of farming. Today, ada gaskiya ba ma iya mu je gona, but kamar yadda na fada, with the support of the Borno State government, da take bawa security support, both local and security namu, both local and then the military namu. Gaskiya government ta yi kokari. Today, inda ake yin noma, gwamnati tana masa boundary ta tura jami'an tsaro su je suna kare mutane in sun yi noma su dawo lafiya, domin muna so a kawar da issue na tsaro da kuma issue na abinci. So saboda haka, alhamdulillah, I was opportunity. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. There are a lot to say, but abinda nake fada shine inda areas na muke gani ya kamata mu sa hankali a kai kuma da irin cigaban da muka samu a Goza local government. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I started by commending the Borno State government and extol the effort, sacrifice, encouragements of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State, His Excellency, Engineer Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, for his courage, for his sacrifice, and that made to record a remarkable achievements in the security issues of Borno State. That made a lot of people want to go back to their communities in Goza local government since after the incidents of 2014. He appealed to the Borno State government to still provide more water facilities because he said water is life. Water is not a luxury, but water is life, he said. He thanked Borno State government and all the stakeholders, particularly the Commissioner of Education, Dr. Wakilbe, for rebuilding all the schools and bring back education in Goza local government into life. He also said that the Goza local government was left behind, but now, based on the effort, sacrifice, and commitment and political wills of Borno State government, things are equally in order. Thank you.
Thank you so much. If you notice, we are making some adjustments because we are expecting some dignitaries who would also come. And some of these dignitaries, this town hall particularly interests them and matters to them. And that's why we are making some adjustments in our sitting arrangements. But that will not deter our conversation. We will continue with it. I would also like to call Mohammed Mustafa, who's from Jere local government. Mohammed Mustafa, if you are here. If we don't have Mohammed Mustafa, we'll call Haja Ya Ali Rawan from Kaga local government. And then we're also expecting Mohammed Umar Mohammed, who's from Konduga local government. Okay. Or if we have anybody from any of these local governments that can come forward to tell us their own experience in these local governments, please come forward.
Assalamu alaikum. Manyan da suke high table da manya-manyan malamai da su ofisoshi da Assalamu alaikum. Manyan mun da suke high table da su commissioner da sauransu da manyan da suke cikin uniform da su colleagues da stakeholders da sauransu. Assalamu alaikum. Sunana Jali Ramlawan Mustapha daga Kaga local government. Ni wannan labarin da zan bayar din a kaina ne ya faru. Lokacin mun je biki da mai gidana, muna da biki an gamdu. Sai motarmu daban-daban shi ya dawo, sai aka kira ni cewa in zo gidana nema na. Da na zo sai na zo na tarar da shi a cikin jini, an riga an harbe shi. To daga nan ana neman kwana 9, sai suka sake zuwa suka yi atakin gidanmu. Suka kone kome da kome into ashes. Jinjiri da yake hannuna 4 months, wanda shine sunan vice president Kashim Shetima, shine jinjirin da nake shayarwa a hannuna. Na wurgar da shi ta katanga, yanzu yana form 1. Yana form 1 na wannan Pace Nobel School. Ya gama Air Force Primary School, yanzu yana na Nobel, Pace Nobel. So after wannan sai muka zo Maiduguri. Da muka zo Maiduguri, ko a ta kaba ba mu tashi ba, yaron mu da ya ce shi fa ba abin da zai sa ya bar Kaga sai ya ga karshen abin da aka yi mana. Yana cikin durika a kenan, shi ma aka harbe shi. Sai muna nan dai haka, sai gwamna ya sake renovating gaba daya cikin Kagarin gidaje da aka kone da su gidajenmu da sauransu. Alhamdulillah lokacin gwamna ya dauki nauyinmu, ya yi schooling yaranmu dukkanmu lokacin aka ce mu sa yaran a private school.
Please, can we hold
Dr.
on?
Zainab Gimba ita ne as a coordinator.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, I would like to announce that we should please bring the noise down. Remember again that we are live on TV. Everybody is watching us. I understand that there's some movement. We're expecting some people. But please, can we try and curtail, the orderliness so that everybody watching at home can hear us, and the people seated here too can also focus and hear us. By the time the guests come, we will introduce them properly and we'll continue with the program. Thank you so much. If we can also please reduce the way we walk across the camera, because the people who are watching from home, they will see different people walking across the camera. So please, we would like everybody to please maintain orderliness so that we can hear ourselves clearly as we continue. Thank you so much.
So sai muka sake zuwa muna zane a Maiduguri, amma alhamdulillah situation ya zama komai normal, ya yi normalizing, mun koma wajen aikinmu, gwamnati ta dauki mataki akan insurgency. Alhamdulillah yanzu kan ba mu da matsala. Mun gode wa gwamnatin Borno.
Thank you so much.
Someone advised us that her story is very interesting, so why not give her chicken to narrate the story and disclose us? But the time is not on our side.
Okay, so I've just been informed that Hajara Lawal Mustafa, who has just spoken to us, that her story is very interesting and it is something that we believe everybody would like to hear, particularly His Excellency who is coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, please can we rise as we welcome His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State, in the person of Professor Babagana Zulum.
Harami Kirtuso Adbaraz Governor Borno, His Excellency Engineer Professor Babagana Umar Zulum Shima Somno Adrosha Ala Isutu Dajiar Nankado Harami Donna Lansaptana Maso Somno Don Wakil Kura Andero Ala Isutina Matsu Wato Kallamu da masu sauraronmu Allah ya kawo babban bako mai girma gwamnan jihar Borno, His Excellency Engineer Professor Babagana Umar Zulum. Allah ya kawo shi wannan taron da muke yi, wanda ake kallon mu a duk duniya a ko ina a yanzu haka, da muna magana mai girma gwamna barkanka da zuwa wannan taron.
Thank you so much. Please, can we settle down? We are going to continue the program from where we stopped. Can we settle down? Before we started, ladies and gentlemen, I said that for the very first time after over a year of conducting New Central Town Hall across Nigeria and outside Nigeria, Borno State, Maiduguri, is the first place we came to, and before 11 a.m., the hall was full, and I said thank you for that. But another milestone achieved. Borno State, Maiduguri, is the first place that we will come to that not a representative, not a commissioner, but the seated governor, the executive governor himself, is the one who came to join us. Can we put our hands together? Can we put our hands together? This shows that the governor is interested in the improvement and development of not just the state, but the people as well. Can we put our hands together again? Thank you so much. Your Excellency, sir, thank you so much for joining us. We have already started the conversation, and different indigents from different local governments have been coming forward to tell us their story of how they have been directly or indirectly affected by issues of insurgency or insecurity. And we had a lady who just spoke to us. I would like her to come forward again. Hajara, who just spoke, I would like you to please come forward so that we can have our story, have her story, and we all can hear it in 3 minutes, please, so that we can hear it.
Yangala, Assalamu alaikum. My name is high table. Okay, Assalamu alaikum. See, ya Jadi Ramlan Mustafa Kaga local government. I'm Kurande Kla high table ya. Member Saga de Gapsuna, Samaro, Assalamu alaikum. Auro andiro wazunadu, especially Uro Wajo. Wame Gidaya Larsaro Leye, 2013 land. Ngamdro Leya, Shiwakol Zukario. wakol zai suna da leza wa fatan bo zan zakari ko ya shi surabu ya lashana juko dai ngawa adiyan ka falfalle la arci to ya kurwalta isa fande driza kilza fande rokon nukol za tada in kirin be to na kashim chetimai dari men shag juko kuma mare shi ya post primary school ta mazu Nobel Peace Certificate da isa doyin shi kashim da tajiro suna ladin total number of dulinde gozu da Zainab Gimba shi ma nafti coordinator yaro processing sare and there war zawiyar ware shi na dan sai and there sai a montiro saka alhamdulillah montikra zana kuru kaga lakal gamen da walta le zana do war zana da duk so garza walte nan da tayar wallati alhamdulillah gwamnati Borno a wasu dina andero a kirma marasa dina kan shirye a screen yana sayro alhamdulillah kamar problem da ayyama
This is Aliram Lawan from Kaga local government. She started by commending the effort of the Borno State government, particularly effort of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State, His Excellency, Engineer Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, and the effort of the local government council for the massive support they were given. She said her husband was killed by Boko Haram insurgents. After 9 days, another group of insurgents attacked their house, and she managed to escape with her child. And that child is now working as an Air Force officer, according to the statement she just made. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll take one more. Mohammed from Konduga local government. Is Mohammed with us? Okay. And then after that, we would also like to hear from some of the people from the IDP camps. Remember, we mentioned that the governor had explained to us that a good number of these IDPs have been decommissioned and people have been resettled. But we still want to hear from those who have directly or indirectly been affected and who maybe have stayed in some of these camps. Mohammed.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Our Executive Governor of Borno State and the General Manager of the News Central and our traditional rulers, religious leaders, and my fellow youths. I am Baba Ganab Karmodu by names, representing Konduga Youth Empowerment and Development Associations, KEDA chairman. So I was even victims during the Boko Haram insurgencies. So I could remember in the year 2011, February, the first attacks in the Konduga, 43 people were killed as of then, 1 females amongst. Then the following attacks in the year 2014, then they have killed 3 people and a lot of people injured. But alhamdulillah, despite this, we migrated to Maiduguri Metropolitan Councils, and then we serve as an internally displaced persons with squads from our relatives, and alhamdulillah, finding myself in university, I secured an admissions. I studied public admin, and I finished my BSc in public admin, and I've got employed by Borno State government in the recent teachers. So before I proceed, I think we must commend the effort our Borno State, our governor, the Borno State governor. So why? Because he's sleepless. Why? To see his people to get sleep and secured. So alhamdulillah, we thank God. In one way or the other, we have now repatriated to our different local governments and sleeping in camps. So I want to forward some points regarding the first insurgencies. So here are insurgencies. Building the youth after insurgency requires a comprehensive approach that addresses their physical, emotional, and socio-economic needs. In this time of deep insurgency, our community faced many challenges, now more than ever. We need the wisdom, guidance, and support of government and non-governmental organizations where necessary. Their support is vital to empower the youth, who are the strength and future of our society. By standing together, we can build resilience, restore peace, hope, and shape a better Borno State tomorrow. Livelihood challenges ravaging Borno State. In history of insurgency, series of attacks were launched by the Boko Haram members, but alhamdulillah now it's the total restorations peace have restored peace. We have number of graduates who have studied various fields, but some were employed, but now yet we are seeking the state government to employ them in accordance. And then we have a lot of youth who are staying idleness, doing nothing. So we are soliciting the state government and even the federal government to empower them and skills development. And alhamdulillah, likewise, in the recent times, in his administration, our Professor Governor Zulum have initiated some skills and digital forms in the recent time. But before then, there is nothing like this agency. The new agency, and he appointed the executive secretary, and very committed and the effort ones. And alhamdulillah, our youths and other peoples of government agencies will be it will be compulsory. Without digital forms, you can't do it. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you so much.
Jama'a so a hukun suna hade sado homa na bulan za kan da wayo buturum sautunan ladin da nan zai yi kan bidiyon kilan lor zanawa zauro kinin gan za sayro kaziyar walzina a usadin na mano zan yi do gamna kire sandiya bana su kurade ma homa na do kan da waya ta yi da za sandiya bana za ta wani so a suro lamar zairo gamna kire baranzu professor baba gana umara zilimbe muku a suku kinin ganza san masuwa sandiro chaya ko zina rosasa da jihar ta maranta so wanda kraza jami'a roga har digiri so wanda kurunga adelan gwamnati kire Borno ya chaya ba rosha amma zagare ga sana da san makarin ga Allah sandiya ci da rogo zana yi kuru da cikin mai adro sandi ta gwamnati sadin kire da lotar zaro a banadan na kashiro abin da ya fara a takaice daga ya ce shi daga karamar hukumar Kandiga a lokacin da aka kawo musu farmaki akalla mutane sama da 41 suka sayar da rayukansu, amma bayan wato rayuwa bai yi musu dadi ba, amma kwazo da kokarin gwamnatin jihar Borno wanda Professor Babagana Umara Zulum ke shugabanta ya sa musu hannu, ya taimaka aka gina musu garinsu da makarantunsu da aka lalace. Hakan ya sa suka samu ilimin digiri sun gama karatu, kuma a kwanakin nan gwamnatin jihar Borno ya dibe su aikin gwamnati a yanzu haka suna ba da gudunmawarsu gwargwadon karfi. Abin da ya faɗa kenan a takaice, kuma ya ce ya gode a gwamnan jihar Borno sosai.
Thank you so much. Now, Mohammed has already started by moving us to the next agenda we were going to. He has talked about the youth, and that is where we are going. If you go on social media, you see that most of the issues or the people who post these issues are the youths amongst us. And this because when it comes to insurgency, either they are the ones that are being recruited for this, or that they are the ones that are being attacked. And that's because, as we always say, the youths are the leaders of tomorrow. So if our youths are affected, who then leads our future? So because of that, we're going straight to the youths now, their frustrations and their expectations from our leaders, from the people, and from themselves. What do they want? What do they expect? To start this, I will call President of the National Union of Borno State Students to come forward and join us and to speak about the frustration of the youths, what they expect, and what they are doing at the moment. If he's here, let him please come forward.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State, my Governor, our Governor, the People's Governor, Professor Babagana Umara Zulum, the SSG, Honorable Bukar Tijani, and all other members of the Executive Council. So I would like to talk on the position of the youth, because my name is Abdullahi Ahmadu Umara, the Nubos National President. Standing before you representing the Borno State students, and also most of the students are youths actually, and His Excellency the Executive Governor of Borno State had been emphasizing on the vocational education because it will keep the youth engaged. His Excellency have commissioned vocational schools at the Munakam in which he usually emphasize on vocational education because most of the youths, an idle man is a double workshop. So when the youth are engaged, the rate of insurgency, it will drastically reduce. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your effort in the vocational education and also in engaging the youths. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioners here present who always supports the governor's initiative. Thank you very much, the Secretary to the State Government. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I know that we also have Shaibu Umar, who's a student of Borno State University, if Shaibu is here. And again, the reason, okay, we see that he's not around. The reason why we are emphasizing on the youth is because we know, as mentioned earlier, that the youths are largely the ones who are being affected and the ones being recruited for insurgency because the youths are the leaders for tomorrow. So we are going through with the names. The next person we have, we also have Tijani Abubakar, if he's here. Okay, we have the gentleman coming forward already.
The Executive Governor of Borno State, Your Excellency, higher dignitaries, all protocol duly observed. My name is Abba Ashigar Bukar, coming from the community of Kondega local government area of Borno State, as an internally displaced person within my community, having to leave my home due to Boko Haram insurgency. My life started taking shape in the city of Maiduguri, but until one of the tragic events unfolded. It was on 16th of January 2017 when a suicide bomber targeted our mosques, and which resulted to the loss of my brother and some neighbors, and it also resulted to the loss of my limb, as you can see, and some fracture in my hand due to the explosions. Despite these challenges, I was lucky to complete my studies at the University of Maiduguri with a Bachelor of Degree in Mathematics and Statistics. Currently pursuing my Masters of Science in Statistics. So a very big thanks goes to the International Committee of Red Cross by providing me with a limb and some mental health psychosocial support. However, during my National Youth Service Program, that was in 2014, I faced some challenges of stigma, limited accessibility, and discrimination. So I say, yes, I need to fight for my right. Not only my right, but other right of persons with disability in Borno State. As the way my governor is currently doing, he is fighting for our rights always. So I started travel to the northern part of Nigeria to come up with one or two so many things that I can come and build my youth and person living with disability in the state. So my inspiration inspired me to come out with an organization called the Accessible Independent Lifestyle Initiative, an initiative that deals with policy reform and benefit of persons living with disability. So my journey embodies, just like our governor, a resilience, perseverance, and optimism. So I all stand alongside you if you will come up so that we can see a world whereby person living with disability is valued, respected, and fully integrated into every phase of society. We ambition an accessible environment, equal inclusive education, and equal employment opportunity to promoting a culture that particularly celebrates a diversity. Thank you very much. There is not enough time.
abin da ya faɗa a takaice shi ma daga karamar hukumar Kandagan yake, yadda suna sallah a masallaci nakiya ta fashe, hakan ya sa ya rasa kafansa, sannan ya samu kariya a dayar hannunsa. Daga nan kuma ya rasa dan uwansa, sannan kuma wasu makwabtansa su masu rasu a cikin wancan ibtila'in. Hakan ya sa bai yi kariya a gwiwa ba, da goyon bayan da ya samu a bangaren gwamnati har ya samu ya yi karatu, ya gama aikin bautar kasa. A wannan lokacin ya fuskanci wato tsangwama sosai, yadda ake nuna mutanen da wato sun samu nakasa a bangaren jikinsu, amma hakan bai sa ya karya ba. Ya yi sayin daka, ya ce ya yi wato yaki sosai, ba ma kansa kadai ba, har dukkanin wani da ya samu nakasa a cikin wannan ibtila'i ko ta wata hanya daban. A harami so a wudo gulzuna da jama'ar maso a shehu ma'ana kan da wayar mancilo kuro mashirilan sarizen lando sandiro bam kaltu hatta shin zufal zaufan zuga na la maskin ne yaro wallono kuro maskon zai yan zaufan zina kuro yan zana ya ba zina kuma suke yan za su yi kadda ba zana wani da ji adiye su kitun maro a numsulwani a gozin da zai jiran zero karazu kuro ade ma har lamar do zero halar da rangun to NYC le zata mazu isi urungawa ade lan hatta waktu do sidin ladan teda za sandiron jutu gina zana alaman gurdi so dongo so ade ro sandiron jutu gina zana kala ade teda zaka ji zafan zin yi cizi da zai taida zai karo kutan za fule zu hakkin zu sumo kuro kala zama ga hatta hakki do jama'a gare gab sanai do lamar ajiriya ta hay sandiya zamzina ide kala lan teda zin gina kwati daji ilmu ya shiro bana kriwe lan taida zu sonduna kuro ta soroyarwa ya ronga sanai cida sonda kam kalan zayar walza kuro awaka da ita ga sana kuro taida zu gamna kire borno yaro aska za fate farako ita benzina kalado cida musko isanya kire zo laga da gare ka dalan a sandiro sakire kuro taida zu sandiro faida zana zu tawada cina. Shukran.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, as we said earlier, we are not here to open wounds that are healing. We are here to seek peace and to heal the wounds of the people and the wounds of the land. So we now want to look towards the civil society organizations amongst us who have in one way or the other been helping in this path to seek peace. What have we been doing? What can we still do? What is there left to be done? And that's where we are going to in this next segment. So concerning the civil society organizations that have been with us, I would like to call Professor Abubakar Muazu, who's the former director, Center for Peace, University of Maiduguri, to please speak to us very briefly, 3 minutes, concerning the path of peace, where we were before, where we are now, what the civil society organizations can be doing.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency and members of your entourage, the members that are gathered here. Civil society has been playing its part in various ways. There are those who engage in terms of providing mental health and psychosocial support. But our own intervention was in terms of organizing youth in communities to resolve conflicts without violence. We worked in Bulunkutukaswa, we worked in Moromti, we worked in Gwenge, we were also in Meri, and we were also in Benishek. And we were also at Balambulingar now. What we have succeeded in doing is to organize the youth in these communities to take care of the responsibility that they have in their own communities. We have what we call the Youth Peace Platform. The Youth Peace Platform engages in so many activities in the community, including helping youth at risk, those of them that are either doing drugs or are traumatized. Fortunately, we have succeeded in getting young people to stop doing drugs. In the course of our intervention, we got the NDLEA to join us and support the work that we are doing. We were able to organize these young people to work with the police, civil defense, to work in their communities, and we are helping to generate a lot of information that will help bring peace to the community. Some of these young people that we met, some of them were doing drugs, drinking, prostituting. I am happy to report to you that many of them have reformed. Today, one of those reformed persons is currently married at 7-7. 2 others married customs officers because they have reformed themselves. We had one who was prostituting, and we sat down and interacted with her. She is now frying bean cakes. She has built a house for herself. She has brought her mother. They are now staying together with her mother. They are no longer doing this. These are things we have been doing since 2017. And I'm sure many of you, when you pass along the way from lying in Nono to Umaru Shehu Hospital, you will wonder that all the time the place is kept clean, it is swept. It is the young people in Bulunkutu Kaswa that are keeping that place clean. In addition to what they were doing, one day International Rescue went into their community and they saw them sweeping their community. And they asked, how much are you being paid for this? They said, no, we are not being paid. We are doing it for our community. And they had problem of open defecation. So International Rescue built 20 toilets for them. There is no open defecation now in that area. Then we organized for them to go to Jos Plateau State to meet with people in Plateau who had formed this youth peace platform, and they interacted with them. One of the high points was that they established a WhatsApp group, said that some of the fellows who said that they had no business with Christians became very friendly with Christians. In fact, one Christian person left Plateau State, came and stayed in Bulabulingar now for 1 week before going back to Plateau. So these are the things that we are doing in terms of connecting people in communities, getting people to support each other, broadening the understanding of our young people so that we will continue to collectively stand up to these people who find themselves taking arms against state and society. We have been doing this in our own way. We don't ask for money, and we don't give money, we don't give jobs. But what I can tell you today is that as a result of our work, in Bulunkutu Kaswa, 35 people have been employed into the constabulary. They are now working with the police. These are a few things we are doing, and I think we need to continue doing that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I think the CSO deserves another round of applause because the stories he has just told are stories that are quite touching. We still have another that we will take very quickly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I would also like to call Comrade Bulama Abiso, who's the Executive Director, Network of Civil Society Organizations here in Borno State, to also let us know what has been done for these people, where are they now, and what is the plan for those who still need help.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State, the SSG, other dignitaries that are around. Good morning, each and everyone. The Network of Civil Society Organization has been a partner, a direct victim of this insurgency, as well as partner in progress for the people of Borno State. We have been faced with this problem, and the civil society rose up to the challenge because, as I said earlier, we are also victims. What we did is to collaborate with international partners, looking at our local needs, and then keeping the standard of international to bring succor to our people. Along this line, we are able to sit down together with the government of Borno State to come up with many frameworks that are positively impacting on the people of Borno State. The frameworks like the Borno State frameworks on peace and resilience in that angle, we are able to sit down and see that this document has been validated. Every person is working along on that document. The issue of Borno State 25 years development plan is one aspect that we are also part and parcel of it, that encompasses all the developmental aspects of Borno State. the network of civil society currently has engaged lawyers to look at it so that we can be able to adopt that to become a law, so that we will have a continuity of this very important document under His Excellency Borno State Governor Babagana Umara Zulum. We have partnered with the international community on the issue of localization. We realize at the forefront that anybody that comes here to assist you, one day that person will going to leave you. So we pursued a program of localization where our local organizations were given capacity so that they can be able to compete for funds, raise funds locally, and then help government in bringing about peace in our community. Thank you. By now, we have over 50 to 70 organizations that can compete favorably for funds internationally and bring them to our states and make a lot of changes. Organizations like Katai, SenseCorp, Peace Ambassadors Forum, LABDI, these are few organizations that have worked towards that are doing beautifully well, that are on their feet to see that Borno State prosper in that regard. I want to also urge the government to continue with the peace building, with building the youths in order to see that these youths have actually gotten what they should do. The efforts of providing technical schools, vocational schools are very, very much wonderful and a very good example of which we can be able to make it. What we are lacking to some extent now is the buy-in of our local individual philanthropists, agencies and private sectors that are working. We want them to come in to this to help the government, to help our communities to see that they also bring their expertise as well as their resources for the benefit of our states. Your Excellencies, there are a lot of ideas from the organizations, CSOs that are on ground, which we believe we can be able to see and explore all these aspects. Thank you very much. May God bless us.
Thank you so much, sir. We have one more CSO that will join us. One more CSO that will join us, and I'll ask again that we should kindly keep it brief so that we can accommodate those who will be speaking. I would like to call Dr. Alan Manasseh, who is the Director of Media and Communication, Kibaku Area Development Association, and he's also a strategic member of the popular Bring Back Our Girls movement. We remember that. Dr. Alan, if you are here, please come and join us. Dr. Alan is here? Okay, he's here.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State, and his state executive committees here present, members of the civil society network, the security, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. By name, Dr. Alan Manasseh. I am the Director of Media and Communication of Kibaku Area Development Association, KADA, which is the pan-organization of the Chibok people. I'm also a strategic team member of the Bring Back Our Girls Abuja. I'm very happy to be here, and I need to appreciate TV Central for this opportunity, and I want to thank my people, all of you here, for this great attendance. Nobody will deny the fact that Borno State has recorded a lot of progress in many sectors under His Excellency, and we appreciate him for that. My area that I love so much, education, is where each time I'm moving around and I see the beautiful mega school, I'm very happy. And as we always say, security is everybody's business. If not for the insecurity in Borno State, had we witnessed the past few years with what we have, the capacity building, the development of our younger generation will experience a great leap, especially in education, which is the backbone of the growth of every society. But the insecurity has actually drawn us a lot backward, and we have expanded, when I say we, the government, because we are all the government, the citizen. And we need to speak the truth to ourselves. And as I always say, as my mentor always taught me, that in God I trust, but any other person bring your data. We need to focus on the data. And the data is, if you are killed in 2009 or you lost a family member in 2009 uprising, that is when you understand insecurity. If you lost someone yesterday or day before yesterday, after all the years of insecurity, you will feel better, because we tend to feel pain when the coffin is by our doorstep more than when it's someone somewhere that you don't know. From 2009 till last month, Chibok has witnessed 97 different attacks at different points. And we try to keep the data of all the attacks for the purpose of records. And I will want to tell this house why we did that. April 14, 2014, when the Chibok abduction happened, the state and the people of Chibok, especially the community leaders, we suffered greatly to even prove that there was an abduction. The burden of proof was laid on our shoulders. The police took 44 names to the presidency. Soldiers took 9 names to the presidency. The DSS took 43 names to the presidency as people missing. But till I stand here to speak that we still have 73 of our girls missing. So with all the progress that we are making in Borno, the beautiful things that His Excellency is building, if the terrorists come today to burn one school that hundreds of millions was used to build, it pains every one of us. And that is the data that we want us to focus on. That's the area that all of us need to galvanize our support. And at that point, I want to appreciate all the security agencies in Borno State that have lost a lot of friends and families in the prosecuting this war on terror for the past decade. And especially the volunteer forces, our vigilantes, and the security civilian joint task force. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate them. And we can do more to support them as a government. Your Excellency, I'm very happy. I've attended a lot of town hall by news center, but I'm very happy that you yourself is sitting down here listening to your people. Some of us don't want to play politics with anything. When you are doing well, ask our governor, ask our elder brother, ask our father, will tell you are doing well, and you are doing well. I will encourage you to look at Borno as one people, not from the political angle, and that is where some of us are not getting it right. Because if today we are together and you have the best brain, the best think tanks together to sit down and deliberate about the way forward for Borno State, we you will even have it very easy to propel the state beyond the level that you even dream of. So I encourage you to do that. Again, I think time is against me, but sir, I will want to ask, plead with you that in all you are doing, do more to strengthen our local security to ensure that every community is liberated from terrorism. You are doing more. We are seeing you fighting the federal government to equip the military, and you have done that yourself, but we will do more when we have the local community with their eagle eyes on their community, because they know everything and they will do more to protect our communities. Today, if I want to go to Chibok from here, I will have to wait when the road will open. Damboa, Maiduguri Road. It is not a sound message for us after 10 years and we have a federal road under lock and key. Your Excellency, your capacity is beyond that, and I will encourage you to work with the security to ensure that none of our roads remain under lock and key. Because in this era, we need more food to move. We need more people to do business. And globally, the private sector, the civil society network, they propel the economy. They are the fuel of the economy more than what is coming from government as taxes. So if our individuals are doing better, investments will grow. Private sector will grow. I was the largest private sector employer of labor in my local government. Today I have none. All of them are jobless because of insecurity. So we can do more to ensure that all our roads are open, security is beefed by our local community. We can volunteer, all of us can volunteer and ensure that we do more. Thank you, Your Excellency. I have more to say, but time will not permit. I appreciate you, and God bless everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Again, we would like to encourage everybody coming forward to please keep it short so that we can accommodate others. But at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, I know that we still have a way to go. I would like to introduce our Managing Director and Editor-in-Chief of New Central Television, who has been going around from state to state and even outside the country, carrying the voices of Nigerians and the voice of Africans at New Central Town Hall as we move from place to place. Mr. Kayode Akintemi.
Thank you so much. I wish I could speak very excellent Hausa and Kanuri so that I can speak to everybody in the language that they understand. But that opportunity will come because I am now taking the people of Borno State as my family, and so I will learn. I do speak a little bit of Hausa, so when somebody asks me, do you speak Hausa, I will say, Wallahi Naji Kadang, just Kadang, not so much. But the message here is this. We're traveling around the country and around the world to reach out to Nigerians wherever they are, to say that they cannot afford to be silent about the problems that they have. So the message is clear. Speak up, see something and say something. Do not be silent, because your choice to be silent is a sign that you have given up. We are very thankful for the hospitality that we have received here in Borno State within the last 48 hours. The Commissioner of Police, CP Naziru Abdul Majid, welcomed us, and he has promised that he will work with us consistently. The Governor of Borno State, Professor Governor Zulum, I will say please give him another round of applause. He's received a lot of applause. He welcomed us last night. We spent over an hour in his office to talk about the challenges of governing the state and the things that he has done to make life a lot easier for the people of the state. I will call on him in just a second for him to share his thoughts with us live on international television in just a minute. But let me be clear that the governor has done a lot. I haven't been in Borno State for a long while, but coming in and seeing the amount of work that has been done is encouraging and deserves a lot of accolade. And having said that, we have not at any point in time, we've never at any point in time in all the series of town hall meetings that we have had, we have not at all gone to anybody who is a politician to say, support us. And even now, we still haven't done that. We have not asked any government to support us because we are using New Central as the platform of the people. This is a platform for you and for me to be able to express ourselves so that those in government will hear. So it was quite interesting yesterday when I asked the governor if he will come. Every single state that we have been to, we have invited every single governor, the deputy, and some commissioners that are relevant to the topic that we were discussing. Not one governor in Nigeria to date has showed up. Not one. And Governor Babagana Zulum said, look, he's a friend. He showed me his diary. I could see where I will say state matters are extremely important that he should be at. There's no reason for him to not attend state matters. But he decided to prioritize this and listen to you, his people, and also share his thoughts. So I will use that opportunity to say, Your Excellency, the Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Zulum, thank you for honoring us and for honoring your people by coming. It is expected, because this is not a case of the way we say it on the street. I'm not massaging his ego to make him feel good, but like we say in my part of the country, when somebody has done well, be bold enough to tell them they have done well. When they don't do well, tell them as well. The governor has done well by coming, so please join me in welcoming the governor of Borno State to give a few words.
Sit down. Sit down. Hand it on him. It is my singular honor and privilege to witness this very important town hall organized by the News Central Television today in Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State, the glory of the people and government of Borno State. The insurgency has triggered acute humanitarian and post-displacement crisis with devastating social and economic impact on our population, further deepening fragility and poverty in the Northeast sub-region. Before 2015, about 22 local government areas were under the control of the insurgents. Out of about 4 or 5 major roads that we have within Borno State, only one major road was accessible, which is Maiduguri to Kano. All other roads were besieged by Boko Haram. We harvested a total number of We harvested more than 100,000 orphans and widows as of 2016. These are official figures. The non-official figures are quite more than this. About 5,000 classrooms were burnt by Boko Haram. About 250 health centers were destroyed by Boko Haram. About 1,600 water distribution points were destroyed by Boko Haram. About 800 municipal buildings were destroyed by Boko Haram, comprising of traditional rulers' houses, police stations, prisons, amongst others. About 700 energy distribution lines were destroyed. but I'm glad to stand here today and inform this other August gathering that as from 2015 to date, a lot has been achieved. I'm happy to note that I don't think you can identify one single person that can talk negatively about our recovery efforts. I want to categorize the achievement of the administration from 2015 to date under 3 headings. 1, under peace building, social cohesion, and stability. Under peace building, all these 22 local government areas that were controlled by Boko Haram before 2015 were now completely under the state actors. All of these roads were now reopened. The road from Maiduguri to Domboa was reopened, although that person from Chibok said it has a limited access. Yes, we agree, but we are working on it, inshallah. The road from Maiduguri to Bama, Goza was reopened. The road from Maiduguri, Gambalungala was reopened. I'm not here to eulogize my humble self, but I want to commend the federal government of Nigeria. I want to commend the government of Borno State, and indeed the resilient people of Borno State for all these achievements. Under the peace building, social cohesion and stability, thousands of people of Borno State have received livelihood support, both from governmental and non-governmental organizations. Under the reconstruction, rehabilitation, and resettlement, nothing fewer than about 300,000 homes were rehabilitated and reconstructed, as well as constructed. Many communities were resettled back. In addition to this, close to more than 2 million IDPs were resettled back home. In Maiduguri Metropolitan Council alone, 12 official IDP camps were closed. Hitherto, Maiduguri was full of IDP camps, littered all over. But government has taken decisive steps in order to close the IDP camps because of the following reasons. There is an increasing prostitution in the IDP camps. There is increasing drug abuse in the IDP camps. And then we felt it's no longer sustainable for the federal government of Nigeria and government of Nigeria to keep people in the IDP camps because of dwindling resources from the developing partners as well as from the IDPs. So the only solution we have is to resettle them in a dignified manner and provide them with means of livelihood. Under this program, we have resettled over 2 million people in Borno State. Then in the areas of education and health, social services, we have done well. From 2015 to date, more than 200 mega schools were built in Borno State. I believe you understood with what we mean by mega schools. Schools that have carrying capacity of nothing less than 2,000. And what we did is not only providing the infrastructure, we recruited teachers. The Commissioner for Education and indeed other people that are here can bear witness that we recruited more than 30,000 teachers. We trained all teachers, and then we implemented minimum wage to all teachers across all levels in Borno State. We built more than 200 health centers. We equipped the health centers And what matters is not only the provision of the infrastructures, but the human resources for health were recruited. Nothing less than 2,000 health personnel was recruited in Borno State. Then, in the area of technical and professional education, because these are very important, we want to address the root causes of the insurgency, which are not limited to endemic poverty, pervasive illiteracy, amongst others. That's why Borno State government decided to establish more vocational training centers with state-of-the-art facilities that I don't think any state in Nigeria has at us now. Currently, our vocational training centers are doing well, and many have graduated, and we have provided start-up kits to all the graduates. Above all, what about the out-of-school children? No, we have taken out this from the street, nothing less than 1 million children. The statistics there, the World Bank and the United Nations can give testimony to what I said. We built almost high Islamic colleges in all 27 local government areas of Borno State, apart from about 5 local government areas that are yet to witness this program. About 22 to 23 local governments have seen the establishment of high Islamic colleges in Borno State. Why did we establish high Islamic colleges? In order to take off the children from the streets. What we intend to do in the high Islamic colleges are as follows: to provide intensive numeracy to the pupils, intensive literacy, digital literacy, and above all, vocational training. But most importantly, coming down to security, I said it all. Yes, it is not yet Uhuru. But compared to what we had before, to our current situation, the line of demarcation is very distinct and cannot be crossed. We have seen sea changes, and I believe people of Borno State have appreciated the support of the federal government and indeed the support of the armed forces and that of the Borno State government in this direction. A small boy just came and spoke very well. We thank you very much about the Chibok girls. Yes, Chibok girls were abducted. Efforts are being made by the government to rescue them. But this same school where the Chibok girls were abducted was closed for academic activities for about 10 years. Until the last 4 years, this school was reopened. I hope there is a change. Government Girls Secondary School Chibok is now operating in a full capacity. And they have even written road work. The road, isn't it? Work. Is it where? Inside Chibok. And then the only road that links between Chibok and Domboa was completed. This road was not completed was under construction for the last 30 years. Mega school was constructed in Balala. The general hospital in Chibok was closed for about 9 years. But the general hospital in Chibok was reopened. I want to assure you that while we have done a lot, but a lot has to be done again. I want to assure you that government of Borno State, under my distinguished leadership, will work with the federal government of Nigeria in order to address some of the lingering challenges that we are facing currently. The last but not the least, recently we have started witnessing some rising cases of insecurity. I acknowledge it. We were the one that raised alarm and informed the federal government that this is what has been happening in Borno State. But we thank God, We commend the federal government of Nigeria and we commend the armed forces for the proactive measures that they have so far taken in addressing the rising cases of insecurity, not only in Borno State, but indeed in the northeastern sub-region. Many dozens were killed within the last 1 month. A lot of military equipment were deployed to Borno State. A lot of personnel were deployed to Borno State. And they are working hard in order to ensure that Borno State regained its lost glory in terms of security. Let me use this opportunity to commend the armed forces, all other security agencies, and most importantly, our gallant civilian JTF hunters and vigilantes for providing the needed support in order to protect the lives and properties in Borno State. Let me also answer the question that has been, the request that has been made by my junior brother from Chibok. Thank you very much for this request. And currently, federal government is doing everything possible to establish forest service, forest security service. Plans are underway, trainings have started, and then all these officers and men that will serve under the forest security service were recruited from the localities, vetted by the Directorate of the State SS, and inshallah, very soon, these young men and women will be deployed to their respective local government areas with a view to complementing the efforts of the Nigerian armed forces. So I'm glad to come here and witness this very important occasion. I've listened to almost all the presentations from individuals that are here, cutting across all stratas from the civil society organizations led by my humble teacher, Professor Mwazu, and then former NLC chairman, Abiso, and others. And I want to convey my deepest appreciation to all the presenters. You have done well because you have said the truth. A lot has happened in Borno State, but no any single person in Nigeria or in Borno State can come out openly and say that meaningful progress has not been achieved, has not been achieved in Borno State. Not only in terms of security, but also in terms of education, in terms of health, in terms of poverty eradication, in terms of reconstruction, rehabilitation, and resettlement. And I want to assure you that inshallah, we shall do more to the government and people of Borno State. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Excellency.
Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We do this only when we get the chance to do it. Please be seated, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Just for 1 minute. Please be seated. Your Excellency, we have spent some time to move around Maiduguri, and as journalists, we have spent some time to speak with people who are locals within Maiduguri, as well as those people who are not within Maiduguri, who came in yesterday to attend this event. The question they kept raising, or the issue they kept raising, is that yes, the roads have been cleared, but there's still a certain amount of worry about their capacity to move from one area to another. An example, if you want to go from Maiduguri to Biu, they're saying you may have to go through another state to be able to get to Biu. And there are other places like that. What can we do to get the federal government, because it is beyond your power from what we hear, what can we do to get the federal government, especially the Nigerian army and the military, to ensure that there's a level of security on the roads that's been open, that people can travel at certain time? What can we do as citizens that you will advise the people, the good people of Borno State, to do? If it is beyond your power to make that happen, what can they do to force the hand of the federal government and the military to look after them in such a way that they can travel freely?
I believe change cannot happen in a day. I've given you the historical perspectives of what has happened in Borno from 2009 to date. And I've given you the insights of the progress that has been made from 2015 to date. And I believe you can deduce from my own, from my own remarks that there is a remarkable improvement. Unless if you don't want to hear this. The road from Maiduguri to Domboa that you have been mentioning was closed for about 10 years. Last 1 year, apart from the last 6 months, about last 16 months, for about 9 months, we have never witnessed one single IED explosion along Maiduguri-Domboa Road until recently. So we are not saying no. Government has a lot of competing demands. And the road from Maiduguri to Biu, as you are saying, especially from Damaturu to Biu, was closed hitherto. And it's now reopened. I'm aware of the current challenges that we are facing, but be rest assured that the government of Borno State, the federal government, are working closely to ensure that these challenges are resolved within the shortest possible time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Please, a big thank you to His Excellency, the Governor of Borno State. A big round of applause again. Thank you. I will remain standing. This event is not over, but His Excellency has some state duties to perform, so we'll excuse him. And I am sure, ladies and gentlemen, that he will be monitoring what is going on our YouTube. So he's watching, and that's why he came when he came. He's been watching, and he will continue to watch. So please feel free to share your thoughts while we allow the governor to carry on with state duties.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. We are still on the program. We are still on the program. Thank you so much. We are still on the program. We want to thank once again the people of Borno State. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Again, I say this is the first time that we had a sitting governor come and join us at our town hall. Please, can we put our hands together for ourselves? Thank you. We know the importance of our religious leaders and our traditional leaders when it comes to building our societies and raising our societies, when it comes to speaking to our people, whether it is the youth, the adults, the children. We still believe in our traditional rulers. And because of that, I would like to call some of our traditional rulers here as we continue with the program. We have Dr. Hassan Zana Boguma, who is the Zana Boguma of Borno. If he's here, oh, he stepped out with the governor, okay? Maybe we will move forward from our traditional rulers, because I know a good number of them have seen our governor off, and we'll be expecting them to return in a few minutes. So I would also ask, we also have another traditional ruler that we are expecting that will join us as well. His Royal Highness, the Shehu of Borno, Dr. Abubakar Ibn. Okay, he's not here. Alhaji Baba Abba Hassan, the district head, Jere local government. Is he with us? Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على كريم الكريم الحمد لله على كل حال. As believers, in any condition that we find ourselves, we have to thank God Almighty Allah. I stand here for His Royal Highness, the Sheikh of Borno, Alhaji Dr. Abubakar Ibn Umar Garbai, El-Amin El-Kenemi. His Highness has rendered his apology to News Central. He wanted to be personal with you here, but due to some engagement outside the state, so he asked me to come and attend this very important town hall meeting. As our governor speak clearly the way we found ourselves from 2019 to date, and the achievement that Borno State and federal government did in this state. Let me use this opportunity to inform this town hall meeting. Please, if you will speak the truth, let's speak the truth. If you don't have anything to say, let us be quiet. Fake news is full of our society. At least News Central will confirm to other news sectors that the situation of Borno is very peacefully calm and we see a lot of changes. So please, any organization that don't have anything to say about our state, about our progress, let them keep quiet, please, than to give him fake news to outsiders. At least you can just believe and see for yourself. The way you see our people, the way you see the state, and the way you see the peace that we are enjoying. So please, I want to use this opportunity to ask other medias. I want to use this opportunity to inform other medias. If they have anything important and good thing to say about our state, let them come out and say it. But if they don't have anything good to say, and if they don't know anything about the state, please let them keep quiet. We really appreciate this effort. News Central, we appreciate your commitment and concern to our state. At least this is a clear testimony that you regard our state and you know the situation that we found ourselves. Thank you. May God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Please, we would like to announce again that we should please keep the noise down a little bit so that we can maintain order. There are people watching us from home, so they can hear us very well and they can see us. Also, as we are coming in, please let's not cross the center here. If not, you will block the camera. People watching from home will not be able to see what is going on. Please, let's not cross the camera. Earlier, I called Dr. Hassan Zana Boguma, who is the Zana Boguma of Borno. I hear he's now back with us. I would like to call him to please come forward and speak with us as well concerning how our traditional leaders have also been engaging our people.
Okay. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am Dr. Zanna Hassan Boguma, the Zanna Boma of Borno. As we sat some few minutes ago, His Excellency had given us a graphic of all that has happened from the time of the Boko Haram insurgency till date. Borno, as you all know, is among the most resilient communities around the world, even if not more than any other part of the world. Because what we have experienced in the last 16 to 17 years of the insurgency is really very traumatic and had cost us a lot of lives that are lost and communities that are destroyed. But still, we are resilient enough to overcome some of the challenges of insecurity, death, poverty, and deprivation that we have witnessed. Yes, in such a town hall meetings, normally it is expected of us as people of Borno, as community leaders, to say the truth and what has actually happened. We have heard from the victims. Almost all of us in Borno were victims of the insurgents. No household in Borno that will come out to say that I haven't had one loved one that is lost or destruction of my property or of the property of my loved ones. But still, because of the faith that we have and because of the resilience in us, we were able to stand on it and leave everything to the glory of God. Our expectation now in the post-insurgency period is for us as citizens of Borno and Nigeria to come up strongly and stand for our dear community and state. In fact, the government of Borno State and the security agencies have tried their best, particularly the armed forces of Nigeria and other uniformed security agencies that were also equally at the receiving end. We must have to commend a community initiative that came out of the desire to protect themselves as well as their community. That is the Civilian Joint Task Force. This group of young men were child or children of necessity. They came up at the time when the insurgents were wielding AK-47, killing people and bombing worship places, markets, square, and other community gathering places. But these young men, empty-handed, just with stick, came out fearlessly and bravely to face those with guns, and they were able to chase them out of the state capital. And in just no time, they also became part of the operations of military, and they were successful in dealing lots of blows on the Boko. Wherever that you heard there is a success, there has to be one or two civilian JTF there, hunter or vigilante. So therefore, distinguished participants, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are so much grateful and thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for having us to this day and for News Central to gather us so as to bring out in us all that we have experienced, all that we have seen, and the level of development, peace, and progress that is now experienced in Borno. So thank you so much for listening, but I'm still throwing back to all of us one word, that if you see in your leader determination, resilience, and fearlessness, what is expected of us is that we shouldn't just sit down on our rooms and not come up with a proactive solution to the current challenges of the resurgence of the insurgency, even though they are being degraded recently by the military and other security forces. But still, it is us that can stand up to protect our communities, to protect ourselves. During the heydays of insurgency, lots of our traditional leaders, district heads, village heads, imams, pastors, and other community leaders were killed. But today, we shouldn't just give in. We should be brave enough to face the challenges. Death is ultimate. But if you stand against any invading force to protect your community, then your name will be written in gold, not just as a coward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We have heard from Dizana Boguma, who has said we should desist from fake news. And he has also talked about security agencies. The governor himself also spoke about our security agencies. And we're going to go to security just in 1 minute. But before then, we also want to address the issue of fake news, like he mentioned. And because of that, I quickly want to call Omar Weather, who is a social media influencer, to come and speak to us just 3 minutes on how social media is also affecting the kind of information that is coming out of Borno State. Good information, bad information, what it should be and what it should not be.
Sun bar ayyukansu sun dawo nan wurin don jihar Borno ne ba don wani abu ba. Sannan muna godewa mai girma gwamna da zuwa Allah ya kawo shi nan wurin. Sannan ya ba da jawabai da dama. Shi ma Allah ya kara masa lafiya, Allah ya ba wa jihar mu Borno zaman lafiya. So a takaice dai ina da maganganu zuwa 2 zuwa 3. Kuma ba dan komai za mu yi su ba sai dai dan jihar Borno. Ni dan ku ne a jihar Borno kuma kanin ku ne a jihar Borno. Kuma wanda Borno za ta yi alfahari da mu yau da kullum insha Allah rabbi. Zan yi magana akan ci gaban da ya kamata a ce mu samu a cikin jihar Borno, amma sai mun bada haɗin kai a kullum. Sannan kuma sai mun cire son zuciya. Son zuciya shine kana ganin gaskiya amma za ka take gaskiyan saboda wani biyar bukatar wani dan adam. In dai kai haka wani lokaci in kai dariya naka zai zo ya kuka. Muna ji muna gani yadda mai girma gwamnan jihar Borno yana tashiwa yana barin ofisinsa AC ya bar godonsa ya bar komai ya je daji ba don kuma bane saboda jihar Borno ne kuma ya cire son zuciya ne. So in dai har wannan abun ba mu cire a cikin mu ba wallahi jihar Borno ba za ta yi kyau ba. Yau mun sani kun sani kaf arewa babu inda matasa suna fita cirani da ya wuce jihar Borno. Duk daga cikin mu nan wurin kowa ya san dan uwansa da ya fito waje ba dan kuma bane saboda ya je nemo. So me laifi mu zo na mu yi tunanin ya za a yi mu samo da wannan ci gaban da muka rasa ya dawo cikin jihar Borno. Wani irin mataki ya kamata mu doka? Akwai abubuwan da ba wai lalle sai gwamnati bane za ta tsaya ta yi su. Al'umma muna da masu karfi a cikin jihar Borno nan. Ba laifi bane dan ka zo ka bi da wani kamfanin ka a cikin jihar Borno ko ka zo ka yi wata plazar ka nan cikin jihar Borno wanda al'umma suna amfana da shi. Sannan ina da magana biyu da ina da bukata zan ja hankalin gwamnatinmu na jihar Borno. Muna ga irin kokari da take yi sosai da iftila'i da dama da yake faruwa da mu a cikin jihar Borno. Wasu suna maganan cewa laifuffukanmu ne yana ja mana wayannan musibu na Boko Haram, ruwan ambaliya so 2 so 3. So su ba sani ba wannan lamari ne na Ubangiji. Okay. So jama'a ni zan yi a takaice kuma zan mana fata na gari a cikin jihar Borno. Allah ya ba mu zaman lafiya a cikin jihar Borno. Daga naku danku Umar Husaini Umar Weda wanda aka fi sani a social media. So ina muku fatan alkhairi.
Thank you, Umar Hussaini, social media. After wishing well to each and every one of us, he also urged the entire people of Borno State to do things for the sake of Borno State and try as much as possible to avoid selfish interests in our affairs. And he called on individuals to come and invest in Borno State, to build plazas, to build factories, and to build so many business opportunities. According to him, he said, Borno youths are much more than all other state youths in terms of migration. Large number of Borno youths are moving out of the state looking for greener pasture. And he's now urging, let us not solely depend on government. He called on the individual to come together, to march together, and invest heavily in Borno State so that our youths will not migrate, will not travel out of the state. They will stay back home and contribute as much as they can, summarily. And he said, despite the busiest schedules of His Excellency, he took his time to come here, listen to us, and speak to us. So he is highly impressive, and he called on all collective individuals to put Borno first than all other things. Despite the huge challenges, Borno is still progressing, according to him. That is summary of what he said. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we are moving swiftly so that we can make progress. I mentioned security operatives before, and the governor has talked about that. Almost everybody has talked about that, particularly the JTF has been honored for what they have been doing, the civilian JTF. The governor also talked about the army, and of course we visited the police headquarters yesterday. So I'd like to have Baba Shehu Abdul Ghani, who is the super overall chairman of the civilian JTF. Now we are looking at from protection to partnership. What are the challenges that our security operatives are having? We know that they are doing well. Are there still challenges? Is there still more that we can do? Who can we partner to ensure that Borno is safer than what we have, that we can have long-lasting peace? So I'd like to call again Baba Shehu Abdul Ghani, who is the super overall chairman of the civilian JTF, to please join us. Please, can we put our hands together for him? There have been a lot of praise for what the JTF has been doing so far.
Yeah. Thank you very much. My name is Ambassador Baba Shehu Abdul Ghani, Super Overall Chairman Civilian JTF. Our governor, the humble governor, has already spoken. Yeah, we, the civilian JTF, we come on board in 2013 as a child of necessity to assist all the security agencies in carrying out their responsibilities. That's what brought us into board. Yes, we are trying our best in the interest of our people, in the interest of Borno State, to protect the life and properties of all the citizens of Borno State in supporting the all security outfits to carry out their national responsibility. That is our emergence. In this counter-insurgency operations, civilian JTF, we have lost about 1,800 plus of our members in this counter-insurgency operation. Is just to bring back peace to our dear state, that is the Borno State. That is our emergence. And the governor is trying, and the state governor is supporting in vehicles, in pouring the cars, in providing the ammunition through the security trust fund to the volunteer groups. The governor is trying. Just of recent, we have received about 100 Hilos vehicles from the state government across the state. This is also to motivate the civilian JTF. And the state government even compensate a little amount in the late families of civilian JTF families, which is the 55 million naira each of the family. He said he's not paying the life back, but it's just to assist so that you will come and motivate others to support the security agencies in carrying out the their operations. The civilian JTF came on board in 2013 by our president, who is Lawan Jafar, who is the founder of civilian JTF. He's a very hard-working man. He tried a lot, and he bring back all the youths of the metropolis to support security agencies to carry out their duties. So this is our emergence. Due to the time factor, I will not say much. We are ready to support all the security agencies. Our doors are open to support all the security agencies. And also in any information, we are ready to get information and to give to the other security agencies. We have our intelligence units who are working directly with the theater command, with the police command, with the DSS and all the security outfits. So we are ready to support the state government, to support the security agencies to end this menace, inshallah, in Borno State. And also, we are pleading for the federal government to come in and support this state government, so that state government will also support us. We know the federal government of Nigeria is trying, but we want them to look into the vigilante groups' angles to support the state government so that the work would move smoothly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Another group that also has been helping keep peace is the the NSCDC here in Borno State. I'd like to call Abdul Razak Harun, who is the commandant of the NSCDC Borno State, to please join us. Again, our essence of doing this is not just to say the things that are going well. If there are any challenges, if there's any way we can form some kind of partnership between the people, inter-partnership between the different security agencies, what can be done to better foster peace in the state? What challenges are we facing added to the successes we have made?
Please permit me to stand on the existing established protocol. My name is Deputy Commandant Ubendubisi. I am representing the State Commandant, Commandant Abdurazak Harun, who is unavoidably absent today. We in NSCDC, we are working together with every other security agency in Borno State in order to safeguard life and property of all the citizens. We have witnessed, or we have heard, the tremendous achievement the government is making in bringing back peace and infrastructure to this state. But I have to say that unfortunately some unscrupulous elements within the society will go back to vandalize this government infrastructure. And I want to assure the good people of Borno State that NSCDC, in partnership with every other security agencies in this state, will continue to protect all the government infrastructures and even individual infrastructures in Borno State. We will not allow criminal elements to thwart the efforts of government in bringing development to this state. We have seen, or we have heard, billions of money being invested in building schools, in building roads, in procuring transformers, in very many other things. But the criminal elements in the society will equally want to vandalize these things for their own personal use. On that note, I call on good people of Borno State to give vital information to security agencies in order to secure this, our communal property. Secondly, we have heard here government efforts in trying to create employment. Government is trying to create employment, especially for youths and others. Borno State is an agrarian society. More than 60% of Borno State are usually agriculturists. So on that note, NSCDC has a department we call Agro Rangers. The Agro Rangers unit is dedicated primarily to safeguard farmers in the field and to safeguard all agricultural infrastructure and agro-allied investment. In Borno State, the state government has supported the Agro Rangers tremendously. Of course, Borno State was the first place this Agro Rangers was launched. And I will tell you categorically clear that Agro Rangers in Borno State is one of the best in the whole federation. We are working day and night to ensure that the farmers are able to farm freely without being harassed by the insurgents. But there is a note of warning. We work in collaboration with other security agencies. The military has a paraphrase where the people are not expected to cross a paraphrase. But unfortunately, our farmers go beyond this paraphrase. And anybody that goes beyond this paraphrase, the risk of being attacked is very, very high. So we enjoy the citizens to maintain their agricultural activities within.
We know that a lot is going on, a lot is being done by the police, but there is still more that can be done. And how can we help the police? How can the police help us?
while leveraging on the existing protocol, permit me to recognize the presence of my teacher and lecturer, mentor, Professor Abubakar Muazu from the University of Maiduguri, and our media guru in the person of Mr. Kayode Akintemi. I would like to digress a little, but it has to do with security. For outsiders, people will ask, why Boko Haram? Why insurgency? Why Maitasiri in Borno State? Number one, I would like to say that Muhammadu Marwa was not an indigent of Borno State. Muhammad Yusuf was not an indigent of Borno State. Abubakar Shekau was not an indigent of Borno State. It is the accommodative stance of the people of Borno State of embracing human beings wherever they come from. I hope we understand this. Number two, there is no tribe whatsoever in Nigeria that is not represented here in Maiduguri. It's a cosmopolitan society, and where you have assemblage of people from various traditions and culture, crimes and criminality are likely to thrive. Number three is the strategic placement of Borno State. It is the commercial nerve center of northern part of the country, the defunct capital of the former Northeast region. We share international border with 3 different countries, Cameroon, Niger, and Chad. The 3 countries were colonized by France. We were colonized by a different country. Here it is policy of indirect rule. The other side, it is policy of assimilation. So when these divergent cultures are coming together, crimes and criminality are most likely, going to thrive. According to statistics by United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime and IOM, there are over 1,200 illegal routes to Borno State from Niger, Cameroon, and Chad. And because of our economic advantage, most of the people that are coming are in search of greener pasture. You either go the legal way or the illegal way. And majority of the people who are coming in are doing it illegally. And that is the reason why crimes and criminality are thriving in Maiduguri. For the success recorded, the enablers were put in place. The state governor was here, the first of its kind. In the course of service, I have been to virtually the entire local government areas that we have in the country. And number two, I've been to over 50 countries in the world. I witnessed quite a number of town halls meetings. This is the most organized one, not because of the presence of the governor. In other places, it is not constructive criticism. It is destructive criticism, character assassination, and a number of other negativities. But you can see how people are organized. People are, presenting their points in a logical manner that is convincing to the hearing of all. 2 years back, the state governor presented a paper in NIPS, and he talked about 2 theories, the broken window theory and ungoverned space theory. And it was that paper and a book written by my lecturer, Professor Abubakar Muazu, that triggered the issue of forest marshals. And I want us to recognize their effort. The enablers. Nigeria is a signatory to the provision of the protocol agreement. We are also a signatory to CEDAW, Convention for the Eradication of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. In Borno State here, the child protection law is enforced. We have what we call the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law. With all these enablers, the fact that people are being charged to court, we are not only using it as a corrective measure, we are equally deterring potential offenders to get away from that. I will also want to add that while NSAS protest was going on in the country, my boss, Mr. Kayode, sir, I want to bring this to your attention, sir. While the NSAS protest was going on in Nigeria, here in Borno State is the other way around. People here came out in mass, do not scrap SARS in Borno State. Why were we able to achieve that? Open door policy. ADR, Alternative Dispute Resolution. If there is anybody here that calls my number and I fail to respond, I will want him to raise his hand. It's the same policy with the Commissioner of Police and every senior officer in the command. The civil society organization, we have a robust relationship with them, and the same thing with the media practitioners in Borno State. Our legal luminaries are here. Sister security outfit, we are not only synergizing, we are partnering and networking. For instance, if we have a meeting in the headquarters of civil defense this month, another one is going to be the Air Force, another one the DSS, another one the Army, another one the police. This morning before coming here, I communicated with the theater commander, with the GOC, with the director, DSS, and the deputy commander, civil defense. And that is the way. We are a family here. We are a family here. And why we emphasize on issue of ADR, we are in a state of what we call restoration of civil authority. People have been victimized. It is not every case that is criminalized and people are treated as criminals. Rather, we use ADR. Majority of the cases that are coming to us are coming from the traditional leaders in the state, from religious leaders, from youth organizations. The CGJTF, we are in constant touch with one another. So, thank you very much. Okay. We are in constant touch with one another, and if there is a problem, we do not hesitate to come together to ensure that it is addressed. In the past, my professor Abubakar Muazu will witness the fact that it used to be bombed every day in University of Maiduguri and Monagaris. Today it is history, and without us coming together, things wouldn't have been the way they are. That is one. I also want us to understand that majority of this criminality are triggered by drug. And drug abuse and misuse is what I call a double-barrel issue. You take drug in order to commit crime. Where you lack the resources to access it, you commit crime because you want to access drug. Whichever way you look at it. Recently, the state government rejuvenated the anti-vice. And the people of Borno State are witnessing what is going on. All the centers where drugs are peddling, the people are arrested, investigated, and charged to court, and the courts are doing the needful. I also want to add, some months back, we used to have what we call the Malians, is more or less youth gangsterism, and it disturbed the peace of Borno State. I believe today the story is different. Are we on the same page? So thank you very much, our respective critical stakeholders. On behalf of my Commissioner of Police in the person of Nazir Abdul-Majid, we would like to thank you people for coming here, especially the management of News Central for, who deem it fit to travel all the way from Lagos to Maiduguri, which is a distance of over 1,000 kilometers. It is our fervent hopes and prayers in no distant future you're going to be back in Maiduguri with a similar program. Once again, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We are gradually making progress, and soon we will come to the end. But we cannot leave this conversation without hearing from our academic people, from the academia, who have also been speaking here, who have been represented. We have had several people talk about our professors who have been teaching the young ones. And so because of that, I'd like to call Dr. Ibrahim Uba Yusuf, who is representative of the head of department, University of Maiduguri. Oh, he has left. Okay, I hear that he has left. I would also like to call... Oh, he's here. Okay, somebody said he had left. Thank you so much.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Good afternoon. I'm standing to represent the head of department, Dr. Abdul Muttalib Ado Abubakar. My name is Dr. Ibrahim Uba Yusuf. I lecture with the Department of Mass Comm, University of Maiduguri. Before joining the academics, I was a journalist. I have worked with Nigerian Television Authority. I have been opportune to be the pioneer general manager of the Nigerian Army radio station that is saddled with a military campaign in the fight against Boko Haram. I have few remarks to make regarding
this town hall meeting and media narratives generally about Borno State, post-insurgency, and what is happening generally. First and foremost, it is important to commend News Central for reporting from the angle of humans in Borno. Actually, what News Central is doing is supposed to be something that our local media organizations are doing, the likes of BRTV, NTA, and other local stations that we have. During the insurgency, we have few numbers of media organizations in Borno. Today, in the media landscape, we can comfortably count number of media organizations in the broadcast sector that have emerged, probably that are private in nature, with few public-owned media organizations. The intricacies regarding media ownership and control is there. But in spite of ownership and control as it affects content creation, the media has a social responsibility of informing members of the public about what is happening. Along the line, in the online media, we saw the emergence of Yerwa Express, reporting what is happening in the Northeast. It is an addition to the proliferation of media organizations in Borno. But if we take a look at the media narrative about what is happening in Borno, there's nothing good coming from Borno. Life has generally returned. If you go to local markets, we recently celebrated Eid al-Fitr celebration. If you go to local markets, Sibdubra, Gubio, Gala, Bama, and so on, there are local markets on market days. How many local stations have done beautiful reports about how life is waxing in Borno? There are few media organizations that are doing commendably well in this regard. The ZDNTA, when he came on board, he resuscitated local programs, reporting from the Borno angle, Light Life, and so on. But if you look at the narrative specifically coming from News Central, it's something commendable, because they are trying as much as possible to report, change, or take a different angle from what we see on daily basis as narrative in the media. Something will happen. Sensationalization is there all over print media. But this is not what we want to hear from the media organization. So the government must invest. Today it is very sad to note that BRTV is dilapidated. Since the flood, they are no longer doing what is expected to do. It is a local station that people have, people listen to, people view. I'm happy the governor has inaugurated a committee for the resuscitation of BRTV. But how long will this continue? So I think our media organizations must update their program schedule. Look at the needs of the people, irrespective of whether it's a private or public-owned media. We want to hear what is happening in local communities. The government has done a lot in terms of resettlement drive. What is the level of infrastructure in local government communities? How have they been able to access healthcare deliveries, healthcare services in those local governments that they have resettled? What is the state of education in those local governments? These are areas that our media organizations can explore to report from what is happening in our immediate community. So therefore, this town hall is an opportunity for us to say, and of course give direction to existing media organizations that are coming on board. I know SMK is on board, and other radio stations that have been able to come up with programs about missing people, people that have been missing during the insurgency. But this is not enough. We need local programs from the perspective of the local community, so that this will be reported. This will be accounted for in our program schedule. I will stop here for now. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I would like to call on Okay. I would like to call on the Managing Director, Editor-in-Chief of New Central Television, who spoke here with His Excellency the Governor. I would like to call him forward to once again address us as we gradually wrap up the program. And just to add to what the gentleman has said, New Central is committed to changing the narrative and telling the story as it is in Borno State. Let the world see Borno for what it is, and let Borno also see the world as we want them to see it. Thank you very much. I would like to call on the MD and Editor-in-Chief, New Central Television, Mr. Kayode Akintemi.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you so much for everything that we have had in Borno State in this very short visit.
Hello?
I'd like you to know that this is the first of its kind in Borno State, and it will not be the last time we will do this. We are committed to the people of Borno State, just as we are committed to the people of Nigeria and indeed all black people across the continent of Africa. We have that commitment to be the platform that opens up and gives you an opportunity to express yourself. Before I say my final word, may I ask, is there somebody in the room that has a story of their experience or a solution that they've not had a chance to share before we wrap up? If there is one person in the room that has a compelling story, yes, and you have not shared it, madam, please come. The entire world is open to you today. Share your story.
Thank you very much, the Managing Director of New Central, our esteemed members of the traditional rulers and security actors. Yes, you will now agree with me that really, if I say Borno is a closed society, really people will agree with me. This is a town hall gathering which I classify as a milestone in the history of Borno State, where stakeholders came and then gathered to share perspectives. Although I came late, honestly, I have missed the voice and experiences of women in conflict. May I draw your attention to the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 that talked on the experience and perspectives of women in conflict, where it calls on all governments and stakeholders to protect women in conflict, to prevent harm and abuses on women during conflict, as well as to promote and include women in issues that affect them and their society in conflicts. So it is in this vein that in a closed society like Borno, where women don't show up, really, we took up the initiative to come up. As I am talking to you, we have brought a different perspective of the conflict to the citizens of Borno State, where we created 13 different social networks of victims and survivors of the conflict. And then in that network, we have registered over 42,000 people, women who have their sons and husbands disappeared, the invisible children whose mothers don't know who their fathers are in the conflict, and then former detainees, men, women, and children, including our radicalized women. You don't know, when you talk of Boko Haram, you talk of only men, not knowing that women are equally as dangerous, some of them, if not even more dangerous than the men. So it is we women who have brought this perspective out. When His Excellency was talking, he talked about his laudable achievement, but there is one that he has promoted, but he has forgotten to mention it. That is inclusion and then recognizing the voices and then initiatives of women. In fact, I am almost getting to 70 years old now, but in Borno State, this is the only time I have heard in history that a government has called civil society actor to come. Yes, I am going to support you to continue doing your work and scale it up. His Excellency has done it for us. And as I am talking to you, in fact, we have worked as a woman-led organization. In fact, we said we cannot work alone. I have mobilized all state actors. I have created, in fact, the popular network for civil society that people are proud of. It is my brainchild. I created it as far back as 2012 in Borno and Kayode State. We have created the Women Peace and Security Network. We have created the Media Forum in Transitional Justice, where New Central is a formidable and effective partner. We have created Media Forum on Transitional Justice, Community Advocates on Transitional Justice, and then the She Builds Forum of Muslim and Women Based. These are all women initiatives. So please, yes, time is against us, but I just want to draw the attention of the good citizens of Borno State that no society will progress leaving its women and female behind. And people of Borno are known for that. So it's high time we wake up, support your female, encourage us, back us, support us, so that collectively we can march and then redeem the lost images, the lost glory of Borno. Thank you very much, Mr. Managing Director, for giving me this.
Sorry, hold on, ma'am. Sorry, what is your name?
My name is Samsatu Alemin. I am the founder and executive director of Alemin Foundation for Peace and Development.
Thank you so much. I am glad that I gave her that opportunity to speak, because we would not have heard what she is doing and how this is going to help women. Alhaja, there is a commitment on our side. I will introduce our reporter, Umaru Kirawa, to you, and whatever we can do as News Central to support the women of Borno State with the work that you're doing, we will make sure that it's amplified through our reportage and coverage. Umaru Kirawa will join and speak with you. So please, Umaru, make sure you speak with Alhaja and get her details, and let's find ways to amplify the support for women in Borno State. On that note, I want to say thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Our time is completely out. They're about to start another program in Lagos, but they've given us more than enough time. We were supposed to have 2 hours, we've taken 2.5. I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to His Excellency the Governor. Thank you to the Commissioner of Police, CP Nazir Abdul Majid, and his representative, who is the DCP Bello, who is here today, and to all the other security agencies, from civilian JTF to the NSCDC and a number of others who are here today. We say thank you. I can't mention all of you. And then there are those who came with the governor before him and also still stayed behind, commissioners and other people. We say thank you to you. The different NGOs that honored us and showed up today, and normal human beings from different society, from Chibok, Baga, and a number of other places that came here today. I will say thank you very much. We will be back by the grace of God, and the story by His grace will be even better and more exciting for the people of Borno State. Thank you, and I'll hand over to our anchor.
Ladies and gentlemen, just as the MD has said, we cannot thank you enough. Again, I would like to repeat as we close, this is the first time in over 1 year across Nigeria and outside in New Central Town Hall that we have had this kind of crowd come early and stay till the end. It's also the first time that we have the sitting executive governor come and attend with us. Once again, I'd like to say thank you. I think we can give ourselves a final round of applause for doing a very fantastic job. And as we leave, I would like to speak my small Hausa again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sunana Bernard Akede Inaki, New Central Television. Nagode to everybody who has come out to join us. Thank you very much.